Hey family, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a very sobering topic, and that is school shootings. There's been 117 school shootings since 2018, and it seems to me like every other day there's another school shooting, and it's a sad reality that our children live in as they go to school going to learn, not knowing if it could be their last day and if a school shooting is going to break out. Obviously, we know just what happened in Texas at Uvalde with that school shooting. 20 plus children were killed in that. It's devastating. It's heartbreaking. And when it comes to whether this is something demonic or not, the only way to really know is to get inside the head of those actually doing this. Now, I believe there's no other explanation than a demonic spirit causing these children to go in and shoot mercilessly their classmates. But I want to show you a absolutely bone-chilling interview of the Parkland, Florida school shooter. This happened in 2018. He shot 17 students, and he's on trial right now before a jury. It's currently happening as this video is coming out. And I want you to see this interview of his psychologist talking about some of the stuff he was saying to get a full picture of whether this is a demonic spirit or, as the world would say, simply mental illness. Let's jump into this video. Okay, warning guys, this is graphic, this is bone chilling. I literally got the chills as I watched this, but we're gonna hear from his psychologist that was giving him an evaluation, and to hear what the school shooter, the Parkland school shooter, was thinking during the time of the shooting, throughout his life. Let's watch this, and I'll commentate on this as we go.
Okay, how did the swastika come up?
So I asked him last time that he cut himself, and he says day of the incident. So I didn't know if that was after, he was in jail or detained, or if that was, so he said before.
Okay, so I just want to note here his psychologist saying he cut himself the day of the incident. What you'll oftentimes see of people that have demonic spirits is cutting and demons go hand in hand. We just did an event in Florida. Kids were coming up to me saying how they cut their arms, and demons tell them to cut themselves. Demons are bloodthirsty. Anytime you get into the occult, anytime you get into witchcraft, blood sacrifices are how you invoke powerful demons. And when people have demons, the demons tell them to cut themselves. So the day of the incident, he's cutting himself, and listen to what his psychologist says here.
I asked him where. He said at the house. I asked how many. He said probably 5 or 6 times. Then he said it didn't. I asked if he felt better, and he said it didn't work. I asked him if he had been hearing voices on the day of the homicide, and he said the same man. I said,
okay, notice what he just said there. Were you hearing voices the day of the incident? And his response was the same man. So just listen closely to this.
When was the last time? And so this is May of 2019, May 8th, 2019. And he said Sunday. So that would have been in 2019. He pretends my radio is a gun and tells me to pretend it is a gun and to shoot the guard. I said, well, who is this? And he said,
okay. So the demon in the Parkland school shooter, he's in 2019, he's now in jail. The demon's telling him to pretend that to pretend a gun is a radio and to shoot at the guards.
Swastika. He calls himself Swaz.
So now he's saying the demon's name in the boy, the school shooter, is Swastika, but calls himself Swaz. And this is something demons often do. And this is when you watch serial killer documentaries, so other school shooters have said this, the demon telling him to do these things gives himself a nickname. Now you might be watching this and you don't know much about demons or the spiritual realm. You say, why would a demon give itself a nickname? As you're gonna go in and see, Swaz is the demon's nickname that told this boy to shoot up the school and to shoot these guards. And Swaz is the nickname for Swastika. The spirit's name is Swastika, but it nicknames itself Swaz. And the reason demons do this is to make themselves feel friendly with you. They want you to be their friend. They want to build relationship. And just like your friend would call you a nickname, someone that doesn't know you wouldn't call you a nickname, but your friend would. This is how demons become friends with people. It's sad, but it is interesting the way they play on the psyche and try to get people to think that they're friends when no demon is your friend. They want to destroy. It gets crazier. Listen to this.
I said, how did...
Okay, so...
I don't want to hear him. It's not comfortable.
So you didn't bring up swastika? He did?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. It's the first time I ever heard of that.
Okay, do you know about the swastika now?
I do know that he is drawn and that he has related to others about, what he considers another personality named Swaz, or a voice named Swaz.
Okay. So I know you guys are picking up on this. Here's the school shooter saying himself to the psychologist, there's a voice in me, another person, a male in me named Swastika, Swaz for short, that's telling me stuff. He's even drawn the guy. And again, is it mental illness or is it a demonic spirit? The boy's literally describing. So before you say, Isaiah, you think all these shootings are demons, you think all this, what other explanation does a classmate go into a school and shoot up the entire school mercilessly while people are begging, screaming for their life, than a demonic spirit? It absolutely is a demon. He's describing it here.
So are you saying that swaz is short for swastika?
That's what he was saying, yes.
Okay, and the voice's name was Swaz. Okay, did he ever say anything about demons?
I'm sorry, say again?
Did he ever say anything about demons?
Yes, he has.
What did he tell you about demons?
I have to go back and look. It's later on. I don't know if it was in the interview. I think it was later on. He's on and off. He mentions swaz, or he mentions, a demon, or I think on the last time I saw him, which was, again, my error, you didn't receive that until yesterday, but there was something in there. Now I worship the devil. I hate God and Jesus and Christianity. The Antichrist told me. So there's a lot of
Okay, notice what he said. I worship the devil. I hate God, Jesus, and Christianity. Now, why do you guys think he didn't say, I hate Allah? Why do you guys didn't think he said, I hate Buddha? The only God that the devil recognizes is Jesus Christ, is the God that we serve, is Christianity. These demons, the fact these demons hate Christianity is proof we're serving the right religion, because demons don't recognize false gods. Are you guys catching this? This isn't a courtroom, just happened a week ago, and this is happening. He's on trial. His psychologist is saying a demon is speaking through him, talking to him. And now the boy says, I hate God. I hate Jesus. I worship the devil. And the Antichrist told me to do this. Absolutely mind-boggling. These are not Christians, obviously, here. But the fact that they're acknowledging this shows that the devil is threatened and hates the God that we serve.
Discussion that he drops, particularly when he's angry about demons or Antichrist or the devil. So, yeah, I've heard it before.
Okay, other than what you just told me, did he mention demons any other time?
He has, and I'd have to look for it. But again, so that we're clear, I don't see him as psychotic.
No, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
He mentioned it, but I think it's like
Now, the psychologist, if you know anything about law, doesn't want to say he's psychotic, because oftentimes when these school shootings happen, police shootings, horrific crimes, they try to opt out by saying, well, he's not all there. He's mad, or he's unstable, or psychologically he didn't know what he was doing. So psychologists are leery to say, he's psychotic or mad, because that's a way to get out of a crime. If you can plead that you're insane, the insanity plea is like, hey, I'm insane. I didn't know. My client didn't know. That's how they get out of these crimes. So these psychologists know better to say he was psychotic and mad. He's lost his mind, because he knows if he says that, this kid could get off the hook based on what the jury might conclude to. So anyways, that's why he's saying, no, I don't think he's mad. And he'll go on and talk about it.
I hesitate to say this, but it's like a little kid way of explaining negative affect. I'm trying to make sense of something and doing a bad job of it. Let me see. I'd have to dig through it, and there's, like you said, 40 pages, but I know it's in here.
Obviously the psychologist is under immense pressure. He's at jury trial. This kid's pleaded guilty to murdering 17 people. So he's fumbling on his words. He has a 40-page report in front of him. He talks like he's reading, but he's actually talking here. And so, yeah, there's obviously a lot of pressure on him. And he's trying to basically say it's not a demon. It's just a way of him describing things, when it absolutely is a demon.
If you want to take the time to highlight it, I can.
No, since we're going to meet again, if you can find it, that's okay. I don't want to.
Let me make a note of it.
Go ahead, make a note. I'm sorry, go ahead. So he tells you the voice. It's one voice. It's a man, and his name is Swaz, short for swastika.
Correct.
This is so crazy, guys. He's literally describing the name of a demon that told him to shoot the school up. And we're right here on trial, on television, and the world still ignores the fact there's a real spiritual realm going on, and the church continues to as well. Like, we're the only removing agents of demons. We're the only ones that can remove demons as Christians, yet we ignore it, say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, when it is a big deal, because kids are shooting up their school because demons are telling them to, and we're the only one with the answer to help them. So are you connecting the dots here?
He says he pretends my radio is a gun, and he tells me to pretend it's a gun and shoot the guards.
Correct.
And how would you... That's his thought, to pretend his radio, or what was your impression of him telling you that Swaz pretends his radio is a gun and to kill the guards?
I mean, this is, what I took from this, honestly,
Yes.
is this is a fantasy. He's uncomfortable with where he's at. He's uncomfortable with being
It's definitely
locked
not a
down,
fantasy.
being
This is
jailed.
real. He's really going through
This
this.
is somebody who absolutely, 110%, has no capacity or understanding for how to deal with any negative affect, particularly anger. So he's fantasizing about shooting the guard with a radio. Honestly, he wasn't psychotic, and I took it as kind of nonsense, just like this wish fulfillment or frustration.
Okay, that concludes.
Okay, so he's basically writing it off, saying it's nonsense. He's not crazy. It's not really a demon. He's just kind of like, doesn't know what to do with himself. It is a demon. Absolutely is a demon. It's sad. These are the forces behind the school shootings that we're watching, the violence, the lawlessness, and these spirits are only going to get worse. We have to, as the church, rise up, acknowledge that the world is recognizing this, yet the church oftentimes fights whether it's demonic or not. Bone-chilling interview here. He says, I worship Satan. I hate Jesus Christ. I hate God. And the Antichrist told me to do this. And then Swastika is the demon's name, but he calls himself Swaz, living in this boy. And the boy's in jail now, saying that the demon's telling him to shoot the guards. Still being tormented by this. It's absolutely horrific what's going on. And again, the trial's still going on. I wanted to bring light to this. I have so much Bible teaching on the channel. You guys said that you like reaction content, so I try to bring you some, give you some spiritual perspective on what's happening in the world, what's really going on, so we can have eyes to see, ears to hear. If this video blessed you, let me know down below. We need to pray for him. We need to pray for all these people that are involved in this, and we need to keep training in deliverance, training in casting out demons, and seeing the kingdom of God advance. If you'd like to become a monthly partner with the channel, we'd love for you to do that. You can do that down below on my website. You can give monthly. You'll get 70 sermons, 25% off the merch store. You can give all that. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Let me know what you think down below. We'll see you in the next one.